Morning everyone, we're on day 7 of the French Open 2019. It's been a pretty good week so far. Yesterday continued that trend. Let's have a look at yesterday's results. I'm still irritated about one of the matches, but we'll get to that one. Klizan and Puy was carried over from the previous day. Puy actually served for the match in the 5th, but was broken, and Klizan took it 9-7 in the 5th. I thought Nishikori might struggle. Didn't think he'd need 5 sets, and it was 8-6 in the 5th. Nice trades on the Carina Busta pair match. I thought pair was value. The market seemed to be writing him off because of his long week last week and his long matches this week. Easily took the first set, then laid him. Carina Busta came back, and I was happy with that. Pair continued to be competitive, and then we knew why he was able to still be competitive. Carina Busta retired after losing the 3rd. Federer, pretty comfortable, tie-break in the 3rd set. Good win for Mayer. I saw some value in Mahou in that one, and he did take the 1st set and took the 2nd set to a tie-break, so pretty happy with that one. Londero threw in 5 against Mute. Expected a long match there. Minor surprise that Goffin managed to take a set from Nadal. I don't think he's taken... Has he taken a set from Nadal on clay before? Don't remember. Maybe one. Still comfortable for the Spaniard. On to the ladies. There's 2 matches actually from the men's that are carried over because they weren't finished. Tsitsipas is 2 sets up on Krajinovic. They're 5-all in the 3rd, and Wawrinka 2 sets up. Very tight so far, 2 tie breaks. Just 1 breaker serve each in the 1st set. So Wawrinka coming out on top. As expected, I thought Dimitrov would take a set, still time for him. On to the ladies. Expected Martic to give Pliskova some troubles, and she did. Pliskova just didn't look right. She looked disinterested, but she often does when she's winning. Pliskova did go up a break in the 2nd set, but just couldn't hold on. Good effort from Martic. Martic seemed to be getting really irritated, and I thought that was where it was going to turn in that 2nd set, but it didn't. Sevastova came through in 3, as expected. Very tough match. Mertens served exceptionally well, especially in the 1st set. Dropped off a bit in the 2nd. And it was all over the place in the 3rd. 11-9 in the 3rd. Vondrasova had a tough 1st set with Suarez Navarro. She was a breakdown. Took the set and got an early break in the 2nd. Key's match was carried over from the previous day. Really surprised she needed 3 sets in that one. 6-3 in the 3rd. Tsurenko Krunic. I can't actually remember what I predicted in that one. I think I went for Tsurenko because she had the better head-to-head, 11-9 in the 3rd. Kanepi is the gift that keeps on giving. She lost the 1st set, so another slow start from her, came back, just lost 3 games in the 2nd and 6-love in the 3rd. Muguruza Svitolina started off really badly, actually. Neither of them could hold serve for the first few games. Muguruza finally got a hold, and I think that was the only hold in that set. Not impressive from either, really. Svitolina's service stats picked up in the 2nd, but it wasn't enough to get her a set. Stevens, I thought, would lose a set to Herzog, and that proved to be the case. 6-4 in the 3rd. Good effort from Herzog in that one. Then the match that irritates me, mainly because it was the one that I chose to put on the blog. And obviously, if I put a match on the blog, it's really meant to showcase what I know about tennis. Didn't go well yesterday with the day before with Kasatkina. And it was a similar start to this one. I wasn't actually around to trade it, and I checked on my phone what the score was, and it was 4-all. So I checked what the previous games had been. Saw that Bencic has gone a double breakdown, but had come back and was now serving at 4-all. So I thought, great, People have had a chance to get profit from that. If she can just take this set, I'd have been happy with that. If she'd lost the match, I'd have been happy with that for a blog post. I just want to give people a chance to make some profit. It was 15 all when I joined it. When I checked the previous games and got back, it was 15 all. 30-15, thought, okay, she's going to do it. 30 all, 30-40 break. Bekic then held for the set to 15 and 6-1 in the second. It's almost like it happens so often when I'm not there and I'm following a game that I'm interested in, often because it's the blog post. It can be going great, and then the second I start watching, it's almost like they know, and it's like, oh, you're watching, are you? Watch this shit, Ed. And it all goes tits up from there. It's still irritated about it. Even though I didn't trade it, it doesn't cost me anything. People have had a chance to get profit with her coming back from a double breakdown. It's just nice to have an actual win on there. Most of the matches do come through pretty well for the blog post, but last couple of days have just peeved me off a bit. And it was pretty much the only one that I got wrong. Anyway, Konta, I thought would find a way to throw a set against Kuzmova. She seems to like her 3 sets, but came through losing just 3 games. Right, let's have a look at today's. We'll start with the men's. It's actually not a very inspiring day today. Yesterday's were great, especially all the WTA matches looked like they could go to 3 sets. It's not really the case today, but there's a few decent ones knocking about. One of them being Fognini and Bautista Agut. Fognini leads 7-3 in the previous matches. He leads 3-1 in their clay meetings. Overall results are pretty even in the last year and slightly favour Agut in 2019. Clay results favour Fognini. His ROI on clay is significantly stronger, and he's also got the better French Open record. He's needed 4 sets in both his matches so far. I have to give him the edge today, but I don't think he's going to win in 3. So we've got a little bit of value in Bautista Agut. So lay the set 1 winner. And I'm going to be looking to get on Fognini about 1.95. I do expect him to come through that one. Zverev in the next one. The only time they played was at the French Open last year. I think it was in the second round, and he won that in 5 sets. Now he's had. Has he had a 5-setter? Yeah, he's had 5 sets against Millman in the first round this year. Improved in the second round. He was only broken once, but Lajovic, I think, knows how to give him a few problems. Zverev not been at his best on clay this year, so I can see Lajovic taking a set this time. I don't think it's going to go to 5. So it really backs Zverev if he loses the first set. Could also be worth laying Zverev if he gets an early break serve in the first set. Djokovic, good win for Caruso yesterday against a tired-looking Gilles Simon. Shouldn't be any problems for Djokovic in that one. At 1.01, it's always worth a lay. You never know what you can get. I don't expect you to get too much from that one today. I won't be bothering with that. Struff Koric, head-to-heads 2-2. Clay results are pretty close in the last 12 months, but do favour Koric as well. Stats for the tournament, slightly in favour of Koric. Struff has improved recently, and he's got pretty decent clay form in 2019. I think he can take a set today, but don't see him taking the match. Want at least 1.75 on Koric before I get involved. Ideally, he gets broken early, but I'd take anything above that price. Monfils should be able to control that. Old Antoine had a good win over Verdasco in the last round. Verdasco wasn't good in that match. The stats weren't terrible. Monfils needs to have a really bad match to lose that one. No value there. Two strong clay quarters, Team and Cuevas. Team leads it 3-2. Most recent was in February this year. Team won that in 3. Overall results pretty even in 2019. Clay results stronger for Team. And obviously Team reached the final last year, so he's got extra little motivation if he needed it for the French Open. I can see Cuevas taking a set. Team struggled in the previous rounds. He needed 4 sets in both. If he was at his very best, he wouldn't have dropped sets in those matches. I think he's going to drop one today, but he really should take the match. So back him if he loses set 1. That's an interesting one. Thompson and Del Potro. Del Potro, his serve isn't at its best, and his movement isn't at its best. He's having to work really hard for his service holds. Needed 5 sets against Nishioka in the last round. Thompson's played pretty well. I'm trying to think if I've written down who he played. Karlovic. Dropped 1 set against Karlovic, which was the only... Karlovic's best chance was to get tie breaks. And the only tie-break set did go to Karlovic in the 3rd. I think Thompson's going to be competitive today and actually has a chance to win this. Del Potro needs to really pick his game up from the last couple of rounds, and especially that last one. He did play well in the first round, having made the slow start and lost the opening set. He played well after that. Thompson can be tricky if Del Potro isn't at his best, and Del Potro isn't at his best. So worth a lay around about 1.25. Remove some liability, about 1.6. I think we've got a really good chance of a good price move on there. Good chance for Thompson, 4 or 5 sets, likely. And the last one on the men's, Kachanov, Klizan. First time they've played. Overall results pretty even. Clay results are close but slightly favour Klizan. Obviously, he had that 5-setter with Puy that finished yesterday. Kachanov's been pretty comfortable so far. Klizan's not known for his fitness, and his body can be pretty fragile if he's had a tough match, and it certainly was a tough match that spread over a couple of days against Puy. Kachanov should take that, but there's a bit of value on Klizan. Certainly in the early couple of sets, he should be taking one of those. So it could be worth a lay around about 1.25, take some liability out at 1.5, back Kachanov if he loses set 1. On to the ladies. Now, as I said earlier, we had some really exciting looking matches yesterday in the ladies, and not really today. Halep hasn't been super impressive. She's lost a set in both rounds so far. She does lead the head-to-heads here 7-0. So good luck with that one, Serenko. Serenko in those 7 matches managed to take just 1 set. I think Halep will be a little bit more focused, having struggled in the last 2 rounds. She's perhaps taking the wins for granted there. Serenko beat Bouchard and Krunic. 3-setter against Krunic, who's broken 10 times there. So if Krunic can break it 10 times, Halep's going to manage at least that. I just don't see any value at all. You could try a small lay, but I'll be leaving this one alone. Next one is more interesting. Keys had that surprise 3-setter in the last round, the match that was delayed and finished off yesterday. Overall results slightly favour Keys. Clay results are pretty close. Blinkova's come through the qualifying rounds, beat Garcia in the last round in 3. Yeah, Key's stats in the last round aren't terrible, but she shouldn't have needed 3 sets in that one. We've got some value, I think, today. Key's made the semis last year, so she's got a lot of points to defend. She's not going to have an easy day. It feels like a similar situation to the Martic Pliskova game yesterday, although Martic probably had a stronger chance than Blinkova has, but I still think this can go to 3. Late keys around 1.2, take some liability out, 1.4. I think she'll do well today. Osaka has made a slow start in both her matches. Siniakova fought really well to come back against Sakari, 5-1 down in the opening set and managed to take it in a tie-break. She took that match in 3. I don't know, it would be great if Osaka makes another slow start today. Certainly back her if she gets broken first. Made that mistake against Azarenka and she got broken again. I think the last match will have taken a lot out of Siniakova, mentally and physically. I just think Osaka's going to be more comfortable today. Let's hope she does make a slow start. Swiatek, I don't even know if that's how you say her name. It'll do. It'll do. First time they've played, overall results favour her. Let's call it Iga. Iga Beaver. Both have got good clay results. Iga has the edge. Puig has not lost a set this week, beat Kazatkina in that blog post match. In the last round, she served pretty well throughout that game. I've got to favour the Pole. Anything to avoid saying her surname until I find out how I should be saying it. 1.69 is a decent start price. I think if we can get on her around about evens, that'd be a pretty good entry. Chance of 3 sets, but I want to get my money on old Iga, the Pole. Alexandrova Bolsova, underdog again today. She was underdog in the last round against Castella. That was a pretty topsy-turvy match, and I can see this one being the same. Overall results favour her. Clay results are a lot better for Bolsova. Her best clay results last season were mainly in ITFs, so playing weaker opponents. Alex fought hard. Good win over Buzanescu in the first round. Came back from losing the first set to Stosa, not yesterday, in the last round. I think there's going to be a few price swings in this one. Value on Bolsova again. Lay Alex if she breaks first or takes the opening set. Barty should be pretty comfortable against Petkovic. Overall results are stronger. Clay results favour her. Petkovic lost the first set in both her previous matches. Don't see any great surprises there. The same with Serena and Kenin. We need a slow start, obviously, from Serena to get anything like a backable price. Back her if she gets broken. She seems okay, fitness-wise. Interesting one to end there. Anisimova. Okay, we'll call her Amanda. And Begu. Amanda retired from her doubles match yesterday with a viral infection. How bad it was, I don't know. It was probably she got out to make sure she was fit for the singles. She'll be more interested in the singles. Begu has had a pretty poor season, but has picked up this week. She's played some decent tennis this week, and I think she's got a chance to make this competitive. She's a chance to win it if Amanda is not 100% fit. what I'm probably going to do there, I think if Amanda breaks first, it's worth laying her because I can see this being competitive, fair chance of 3 sets. But also if she gets broken first, I'm going to take a bit of a risk that she's going to be able to turn it around. Obviously, if she does get broken early, there's a chance that that's because she's not feeling well. I still think with her form and her stats, it's worth getting on her at that price. So worth a go. Okay, the voice as normal is giving in towards the end of the video. I hope that's been useful. I'll be in the chat room till about dinner time today. I need a break. I've hardly seen my wife all week and she's working tomorrow, so I'll be in the chat room all day on Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow.